It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, and we're moving toward the end of the week. Storms to talk about for sure, so make sure you check in with Abby Dyer, Wake Up Weather. But we're going to start with a little storm-related story.
Yeah, some of us will get hit again today, but yesterday was big. Early in the morning, about 7:30, is when it all started, specifically in Nevada, Vernon County, Missouri. They will be cleaning up today. Fortunately, no serious injuries to report, but there is a lot of damage there. Homes, businesses, debris thrown around. So yeah, stay tuned for Abby Dyer.
Yeah, more coming today, too. There's a text going around. Have you received it? I have. I know that. Chances are you have as well. It claims that you have an outstanding balance from a toll road and that you have to pay that toll or else you're going to be in big trouble. Well, the Missouri Department of Transportation is now warning you about it because it is a scam. Most states send out outstanding balances through the mail, and they do not collect it this way. And it's what they do is they try to get you to, it's only $3 or whatever, because they want your information that you put in. Not necessarily the money, because they can use the information to get more money. So avoid it, delete it, block it. That's it.
Be careful. Yes. All right. Did you see this in the SBJ, Springfield Business Journal? 2 of the local Walmart stores in Springfield are adding gas pumps. I mean, they were the first to report it, but if you drive to the stations, you will see that the parking lots have been cornered off because they're putting gas pumps in at the one on South Campbell and at the Walmart at Mount Vernon Street along West Bypass. They should be done by November. Interestingly, these are the first gas pumps at Walmart in Springfield. Now, of course, some of the outlying communities already have them. I know Ozark does, Republic does, right. Several. But first in Springfield. So more competition, I suppose, is always a good thing.
Anything to get the gas prices down.
Yeah, whatever it takes. I guess it was really only a matter of time, but a little bit disturbing. Out of the Dickerson Park Zoo, they have a wild migratory Canada goose that recently tested positive for the highly pathogenic avian influenza, bird flu. It apparently is not spread, but some birds are now off exhibit. Caregivers there say they're following strict sanitary guidelines to keep that virus at bay. And here's what you don't know, Ethan. The rest of the story. The other night, I was with this group of ladies from Mercy Hospital at this 100 Wise Women dinner. And one of them works in the area that does, I guess I will call it like safety protocol or safety guideline, kind of like the checks and balances to make sure everything's, anyway, they're always preparing for the next pandemic. I mean, even before COVID was ever a thing, that's what they do. They prepare for mass pandemic just in case it's needed. And then they put whatever they practiced into place. Well, she believes that this is going to be a thing, big thing, like COVID-like eventually. And so, of course, we've seen a ton of reports of this elsewhere. But whenever I saw that it was at the Dickerson Park Zoo, I was like, no, because she just said this like less than a week ago. We were at dinner together.
Well, that's brutal. I can't, I don't know if we can take another COVID event for many reasons.
Yeah. And who knows if it would look anything the same, but they are preparing for it because she was like, whether anything materializes or not, it's what my department does. So, and she was lovely. So I told her, I feel like we'd be in good hands. So we got that going for us. But, I just think it's crazy that we had that conversation so recently and then this happens.
But the problem there is that she's just reacting to it, right? I mean, that's what her job, their job would be just to react to it and deal with it as best they can. Hopefully somebody's working on preventing it.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Different department,
different people. Okay. Yeah. In this case, the zookeepers,
Yeah, well. They're reacting right now, that's for sure. You may notice Springfield police officers at more intersections in the next few days and weeks. They're looking for drivers who don't yield to pedestrians at crosswalks. They do this every now and then. They do the checks. They're going to set up at an intersection, have officers acting as pedestrians crossing the street while a drone up in the sky records it. So drivers who do not yield for the pedestrian in the crosswalk can be cited. Springfield police are also stepping up enforcement of Missouri's fairly new hands-free driving law, which prohibits a driver from using handheld electronics behind the wheel. So that's a tougher one to catch, I think.
Yeah.
You got to get them in the act somehow.
And it's still a secondary offense, so they can't pull you over just for that.
Right.
But that's tacked on.
Well, we live in a brave new world. If you follow college basketball or any really college sports, you know that because college athletes can now enter the portal and change schools every year as they look for better deals. So it's chaos, really. So I mean, there's arguments for and against, but it's chaos. It's a chaotic time in college basketball. Here's why. Last year, when the portal opened on the very first day, 291 players entered to look for another school to attend. That sets up a transfer for them. This year, on the first day of the portal being open, 1,700 student athletes jumped into the portal. That was just the first day. Many more have jumped in since then. It's tough I don't know how coaches do it anymore, getting a team together because it's going to be a different team every year. That's happening at Missouri State. Missouri State has already seen 8 players enter the portal or announce they're going to. Many coaches in the new era. MSU head coach Conzo Martin is looking to bring in a whole new team for next year.
Yeah, it's pretty wild because it takes a few years, as any coach will tell you, to start to gel as a team, build a program. It's one thing for individual sports like cross country, swimming, wrestling, but basketball, soccer, baseball, that's tough. Football.
Well, and honestly, that's a reason why the tournament was not very fun this year. Fun to watch, the NCAA tournament, which the Final Four is coming up Saturday, because all of the higher favored teams won. Because what's happening now is that there's no Cinderellas, because the Cinderella team used to be a mid-major team, a school like Missouri State, who's not a basketball powerhouse, but they will get players to stick around for 4 years. They'll get to really know each other. They'll be seniors, so they have a lot of experience playing together, and they'll make a run in the tournament. That's the fun part about March Madness. That's what makes it madness. These days, if there's a good player at Missouri State or another mid-major college, they do well in the year and at the tournament, that player immediately gets poached to go to a Big Ten or a SEC school. Yeah, where they're going to get more money, they're going to get more exposure, which that's fine for the player. I just don't know that it's good for college basketball, and I don't know how coaches do it. Last year, my team Illinois was in the Elite Eight, and right before the game, because the portal opens during March Madness, during the tournament, which makes no sense. So now the guy who's coaching a team in the Elite Eight in 2 hours is on the phone trying to recruit kids to come to school next year who are transferring because he has to, because the window is open. All right. That's my diatribe. I still did very well in my pool, though. Hey, if you are going to go to a St. Louis Cardinals game on a Friday night up in St. Louis, it may feel a little bit more like a party. They're doing what they can to get butts in the seats up at Busch Stadium because it's been a struggle. The club announced their what they call Friday Night Live. They're going to have live. I don't know. It's very unbaseball like, but they're going to have live music, a DJ that's going to be playing music the whole night. And then this is good for fans, happy hour priced food and drinks. So they have deals on food and drinks, which is great because it's outrageous. So those Friday night live games coming up against the Cubs, Dodgers, Yankees, Padres, Phillies. And the Cardinals, meanwhile, just this week set a record for the lowest attendance ever at
I saw that, and it was painful.
New Busch Stadium, which is now full. So paid attendance was only 21,000 people, which is like half the stadium. The previous smallest attendance was set just last year. So the trend is not going well for your Redbirds. But I believe they're 4-2 on the season, so they're doing okay. But they haven't done well in the past couple of years, didn't make the playoffs, and fans are not happy.
Yeah. All right. Finally, the Battlefield Mall is getting a new tenant. It is called the Lovesack Company. There you will find oversized luxury beanbag chairs and more. The new store is located on the outside of the mall facing Glenstone. In fact, it'll be very close to the new Mexican food restaurant that we told you about that just opened there as well. They also sell other home items, couches, different knickknack things, but they are a nationally recognized brand. Based in Connecticut. I had not heard of them, but that is not unusual because that is not my forte. So,
well, we have one of those giant beanbag chairs. It's not that brand. But we have one. It's right behind me, actually.
Yeah. I'm excited though, because it feels like there's been some new life coming to the mall, which is kind of cool because otherwise it's this massive building, but they've gotten some movement.
It's interesting to me that all the newer stores and the big name stores, Lululemon, they're all on the outside of the mall, facing the outside, which maybe is going to be the new trend. I mean, it's almost like a strip mall,
right?
But they have entrances on the outside, not from the inside of the mall. Maybe they do as well, but the signage is on the outside.
Yeah. All right. Finally, before we go, we are teaming up with Springfield's Rock Station Q102 to give you literally give you a Ferris zero-turn lawnmower. The Q102 and Sportsland pickup covers and trailer sales are hosting what's called the Ultimate Lawnmower Giveaway. So you register to win that at aroundtheozarks.com, valued, by the way, at $5,000. So enter for your chance to win. We will pick 5 qualifiers per week until May 2nd. So we got like the month to go here. And then those qualifiers are entered into a drawing where we will do a live in-person giveaway at Sportsland on Friday, May 2nd. And then the winner is chosen and they drive away on a Ferris zero-turn lawnmower.
That's awesome. Enter to win. AroundTheOzarks.com.
There you go. Thanks for joining us. And again, make sure you stay tuned for Abby. We've had a couple stormy days. So eyes to the sky.
All right. I didn't hear what you said. I thought you said something about ask this guy, but then I figured it out. You said eyes to the sky. Got it. I got it now. All right. It's early and I'm going to get my day started. So have a good day.
Bye.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by John's Heating and Air, Command Family Medicine, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Thursday. We had a more quiet night last night, which we needed after such an active severe weather day across the Ozarks on Wednesday. Damage across the Ozarks. Some folks need some dry time to begin the cleanup. However, this is not going to happen. Today, I have additional chances for showers and thunderstorms, some of which could be on the strong side. This morning, numbers are starting out near 50 degrees. It is a cool start to the day, and we won't warm up too much today. I have a high temp in the low 60s across the region. We'll keep the low cloud cover in the forecast, and I continue to see this chance for rain with a flooding concern as we head through the rest of the afternoon, the evening, overnight tonight, into Friday, and yes, even into Saturday as well. It's a lot of water falling in a very short period of time, and the main focus of the rain and the heavy downpours today is going to occur along and south of I-44. Conditions will likely be unsettled across the Ozarks as we head through the rest of the afternoon today. It's not going to rain all day everywhere today in the Ozarks, but I think at least at some point we're going to have rain on the radar everywhere. And I expect that we see heavy thunderstorms out of this, especially in some of those southern counties. This is going to lead to that flooding threat that I mentioned, and this is going to prompt a flood watch to go into effect in the Ozarks because of the multiple rounds of showers and thunderstorms. Now, this begins tonight and lasts through Sunday. It's a long-term flood watch that's out here, but my confidence continues to increase that more heavy rainfall is going to occur starting today, lasting through the weekend. And we're talking 3 to 5 inches of water, a guarantee for some of you. There could be spots, locally higher amounts that get anywhere from 6 to potentially even 10 inches of rain in just a couple of days. Now, that's way too much and will definitely cause some problems. So I want to urge you that if you had any issues already with some of the high water, it's going to be a problem again as we head into the late week and weekend. And anyone planning for outdoor activities, our area waterways are going to be on the rise this weekend. Not a great weekend for camping or any water activities. We'll be watching those water levels in the Ozarks as the week wears on. I expect the heaviest flooding is going to happen Friday into Saturday, and then we still continue to see a rain chance on Sunday, but I think the bulk of the moisture at that point is gone. There's this real bullseye, though, setting up for southeast Missouri all the way into northeastern Arkansas, all the way back into southern Illinois and western parts of Kentucky, expecting 10 inches of rainfall. It is going to be unbelievable with the potential for heavy rain and flooding. I think it's almost a guarantee that some places in the Ozarks see flooding as we head into the late week hours. So I want everybody to be on high alert, especially if you're traveling when it's dark outside. Very difficult to see some of the water covering the roadways. And if you come across it, turn around and find a different way. Another risk of severe storms is in the forecast as we head through this evening into the southeastern Ozarks. I think that's really where the focus of strong thunderstorms will be, and the main hazard here is going to be for some large damaging hail. Well, around the country, this heavy rainfall event is likely going to see national news headlines. We have life-threatening, potentially historic flash flooding for the lower Ohio Valley and much of the Mid-South. We've got unsettled weather continuing for the West as an upper-level trough passes over the region. So the western portion of the country is also going to see some more active weather. All right, time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question for the day. And the question that I have for you, it's actually pretty timely. It has to do with flooding. As little as how much water can move most cars off the road? The options that I gave you yesterday were A, 3 inches, B, 6 inches, C, 1 foot, or D, 2 feet. And it doesn't seem like much, especially to move most cars off the road, but the answer is actually C, 1 foot of water. Now, this may be for smaller cars, and the general rule is 2 feet of water for carrying large vehicles like SUVs and trucks away. But I want to let you know that just 12 inches of water, especially if it's moving rapidly, is enough to move most vehicles. And it's a good reminder to not try and cross through anything that you see sitting over the roadway. 6 inches of water can knock you off your feet, and it can also cause a car to stall. So some good numbers to remember as we head into a weekend with potentially life-threatening flooding for the Ozarks. The question that I have for you tomorrow also has to do with flash flooding. True or false for tomorrow, it doesn't have to be raining for a flash flood warning to be issued. Do you think that is true or false? You can let me know. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Thanks so much to our sponsors, John's Heating and Air, Command Family Medicine, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. I sure appreciate you listening this morning. More rain, more thunderstorms. So grab the rain gear if you're heading out the door today. Highs in the low 60s, more rain on deck for Friday and Saturday.